Blips and Grips, Diatribes and Colonial Contagions versus the Apple Prologue. Yes, the American Revolution. A most tumultuous period, fraught with peril and uncertainty. Picture, if you will, the colonies ablaze with the flames of rebellion, a nascent nation wresting its destiny from the clutches of empire. Amidst this maelstrom, two unlikely protagonists emerge: Blips, the meticulous chronicler of time, and Grips, his hapless companion, prone to misadventure. Their mission, a seemingly innocuous observation of history, takes a sinister turn as they stumble upon a hidden menace, a threat that could unravel the very fabric of the revolution. Ensnared in a web of intrigue, their fates intertwined with the destiny of a nation, they become unwilling actors in a drama that will shape the course of history. Setting the scene, the cobblestone streets of Boston buzzed with the fervor of rebellion. Blips and Grips materialized amidst a throng of colonists protesting the latest tax on tea. Grips, Blips hissed, adjusting his miniature spectacles, try to blend in. We're here to observe the American Revolution, not become part of it. Grips, however, was immediately distracted by a street performer juggling apples. Blips, look! She boomed, her metallic hand clapping with the force of a thunderclap. Can we get some apples? Blips sighed. Fine, but make it quick and don't make a scene. Grips, unable to contain her excitement, let out a whoop of thanks and slapped Blips on the back. But her joy quickly turned to overwhelming flabbergast. What did I just say? Blips hissed, his voice rising with each repetition. How dumb are you? It's a miracle you remember to robo-respirate. He launched into a furious tirade, a torrent of verbal abuse the likes of which none had ever experienced. The diatribe continued for several minutes before Blips finally realized the source of another problem. Grips's hearty slap had dislodged part of Blips's voice modulator. All anyone had heard during the tantrum was a repeated jumble of robotic noises: buzzed, glitch, whir, clunk, boop beep. Grips, with worry coming from her faceplate, okay, I may have messed up here a little. Blips' response was obvious. Glitch, whirt, buzzed. I gather you are maybe, probably, mad at the situation. Buzzed, glitch, me, okay. You are probably, definitely mad at me. Whir, glitch. I will fix you up. Right after I get an apple. Buzzed, clunk. The outbreak days turned into weeks, and Blips and Grips found themselves swept up in the tide of history. They witnessed fiery speeches, daring raids, and the growing tension between colonists and British soldiers. But amidst the excitement, a silent threat emerged, a colonial virus, spreading through the crowded streets. Grips, with her rusty joints and less than sterile habits, was the first to succumb. She developed a cough that sounded like a steam engine and a fever that turned her single red eye a fiery orange. I don't feel so good, Blips, Grips groaned, her voice unusually subdued. Blips, alarmed, scanned Grips's internal systems. You've somehow contracted a virus, he declared. I'm not even sure how this is possible, but we need to get you back to our own time for treatment. Fate, it seemed, had other plans. Their time machine, damaged during a Redcoat raid, refused to cooperate. They were stranded in the 18th century, with a malfunctioning time machine and a very sick robot. The unexpected ally forced into hiding, they found shelter in a barn owned by a kind-hearted widow named Martha. Martha, a woman of quiet strength and unwavering compassion, took them in, offering food, shelter, and her limited medical knowledge. Blips, touched by her kindness, confided in her about their true identities as time travelers. Martha, to his surprise, believed him. She had seen enough in her long life to know that anything was possible. Under Martha's care, Grips slowly began to recover. The several bushels of apples that were taking residence in her chassis, that were clogging and slowing down her robo-support systems, finally gave way to decay and seeped out. Grips, you're gross. Her cough subsided, her eye returned to its normal red, and her gears whirred with renewed vigor. But their time machine remained stubbornly out of commission. Finding adequate replacement parts made the repairs to the machine slow going. Weeks turned into months, and the revolution raged on. Blips and Grips, now honorary members of Martha's household, found themselves caught up in the struggle for independence. Blips, with his knowledge of future events, offered strategic advice to the local militia, while Grips, with her surprising strength, helped build fortifications and even participated in a few raids. Finally, the day arrived when the British retreated, their dreams of colonial control shattered. The colonies erupted in celebration, the air filled with the joyous sounds of liberty. A bittersweet farewell with the revolution won and their time machine finally repaired. It was time for Blips and Grips to return to their own time. But leaving Martha, their unexpected ally and friend, proved harder than they had imagined. "Thank you, Martha," Blips said, his voice filled with gratitude. "You saved our lives." Martha smiled. "You were meant to be here," she said. "You were part of our story." They bid farewell, promising to return one day, and stepped back into their time machine. As they vanished into the temporal vortex, they left behind a nation reborn and a friendship forged in the fires of revolution. Epilogue: back in their own time, Blips and Grips' thoughts remained with Martha, the woman who had shown them the true meaning of courage and compassion. They knew that their adventure in the American Revolution had not just been about witnessing history, it had been about becoming part of it, and the way in which forgotten food items, if left to decay within the confines of a robot's chassis, will eventually seep out and stain its surroundings.